Alright, so I don't know if anybody really cares. But, much like they did with Sana Starros, they had the Q&A session, and then kind of just made a post showing everything that was asked and answered to. Well, they did that again with third sister, Reva. So let's just get into it. Hey, Ultimate Heroes, thanks for all your questions on the kit reveal. We appreciate your participation. We focused on questions related to third sister specifically. Many of the territory battle questions will be answered in the next FAQ early next week. So, will you be selling third sister's shards outside of the special mission? Like Kiadi Mooney and Wat Tempo, we will not be selling third sister shards initially, but they may be sold in the future. I mean, duh. That's the whole point. She's a prize from this new territory battle. With the focus moving to third sister, will cam shards be purchasable with Get? He is. He's already in the shop. Just go take a look. Him, Wat Tambora, they're giving up shards for Maul. Who else is in the shop? The Razor Crest. Razor Crest has already been farmable in the ship shop. But still. Will the territory battle only reward one shard per guild member that completes it, similar to Rollo, Imperial Probe Droid, Cam, and Watt? Yes, the shard rewards are identical to previous territory battles. It is good to reiterate that this territory battle can be chosen every time territory battles comes up, and not only on a light-dark cadence. Oh, well that sucks. So it's only based on who can actually complete it? God, as if this isn't hard enough to get her. This is like a hard territory battle. And now it's... Jeez. That just really drags that down. Now that makes it that much slower to farm for her. Like, I'm thinking my guild, we'd probably have like 2 people that would do it. So you'd get 2 shards. Really? That is ridiculous. With the release of Reva, with another leadership ability, there is quite a debate as to who the real leader should be. For me personally, I feel Darth Vader is really the leader of the assassins. I mean, that's true. He basically is. Well, yeah, I mean, he really is, for all intents and purposes. You know, it's like you might have the Grand Inquisitors, the leader of the Inquisitors, but at the end of the day, it's still Vader who's over him. If this was like the mob, Darth Vader's the Godfather, and then you have, like, the Grand Inquisitor is, you know, the consigliere, or the top, maybe not consigliere, but he'd be like, you know, the top guy, the second in line. Anyhow, in the future, will Darth Vader have direct synergy with the new Inquisitors now that we have another Inquisitor on the holotable who works under him? Darth Vader has yet to be shown as a field leader of Inquisitors, and if we were to make an Inquisitorius tagged Vader, it'd be very different from the existing Vaders in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. They say Vaders, but there's technically only one. There's Darth Vader, and then there's Lord Vader, but Lord Vader isn't really Vadery in the sense of what you think of him as. It's Anakin. It's when he fell and decided to turn to the dark side. I mean, yes, in the context of Star Wars lore and everything, fanboys would hardcore argue, it is Vader, because that's when his eyes turned yellow, and, you know, the dark took over him. Anakin was dead at that moment. But from a visual standpoint, Vader and Anakin are completely different. So Lord Vader isn't really Vadery in the sense that you would traditionally think. So there's really only one Vader in the game, from a certain perspective. But any motherfucking ways. Will she rival JMK and Cat without Omicrons? Jedi Master Coming Cat. It's possible to win without Omicrons, but the chances will be low. Having Third Sister's Omicrons make the battle much smoother. Yeah, it's possible, and just like half this other nonsense they do, it's possible if you try 409 billion times. In the kit reveal, she's listed as an attacker, but in the description it says she's a tank. Is she both? What? That one already got answered. Why is this still a question? They fixed it right away. They fixed it like an hour after they posted the initial thing. She's a tank. An unfortunate clerical error had her tagged as a tanker in the initial version of her character card. We do appreciate the tanker. Some of you cleverly tagged her as. Yeah, they fixed that. How is this still a question? You people don't know how to go back and reread things or something? How many stars will Reva unlock at? Obviously 7. That's a given. She's a legendary. She's one of those ones like the Inquisitor, or I think Commander Luke Skywalker's like CLS is like that, right? Anyway, 7 stars, 330 shards. We learned with General Skywalker that getting these powerful units felt not particularly useful to your roster when you first unlocked them, and there was additional shard acquisition in order to effectively use them in your top teams. Yeah, General Skywalker unlocks at 5 star. And, like, I think by far, Gas has to be one of the worst events that there is. Like, his event is super hard to begin with, and then you only unlock him at 5 star, and then there's the whole process of farming using the Hoth territory battle currency, whatever you call it, get 2, I guess, just to try to buy the shards to farm him up. Oh man, it literally took like 2.5 years to get that guy. I mean, from like phase 1, then finally phase 1 of just working on their character requirements, then finally getting the event, then unlocking him, then collecting his shards. 2.5 years easily. It's ridiculous. His event, by far, was much more time and much more challenging than these GL events. Not saying that GL events should be harder. I'm just saying, like, in comparison, that's how ridiculous it is. Anyways, will the third sister be like the Cam mission? Like, we will get to her only in 1 to 2 years, depending on the guild we're in. What are you talking about? The Cam mission get to her in 1 to 2 years. Cam's been out for how long now, and I still don't even have him unlocked. Never mind 7 stars, I still don't even have him. This is more like a 5 to 6 years thing. Running Rise of the Empire twice a month means you can acquire her shards twice as fast as other TB exclusive units. Yeah, okay. It also means you have to have a super OP guild with super OP strong characters in order to be able to attempt to get her shards. And then when you're getting 1 per player, I mean, maybe if the whole guild can do it, then yeah, that's 100 a month. But if you're in an average-ish guild, you're lucky to get 10 a month. So let's see, 10 a month, and you need 330, so that's 33 months. 12, 24, 30, 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, that's 2 years, 9 months is what it's going to take. So, yeah, 3 years is better than saying 1 to 2 years. It's 3 years. Do you intend for this to create a separate team for Grand Inquisitor with potential other characters down the line? And will the Grand Inquisitor's lead still be usable? With Omicrons, Grand Inquisitor will be your go-to leader in territory wars, and Third Sister shines in Grand Arenas. I mean, at the end of the day, Grand Inquisitor should be the top OP guy. He's the Grand Inquisitor. He's the leader of the dang Inquisitors. It's stupid that they're putting Reva, like, on par with him. Like, no. She's an underling. It's Grand Inquisitor, then the underlings. Not an underling that's right on par with him. It's not Grand Reva. She's Third Sister, not Grand Third Sister. I mean, yeah, you could argue, oh, she was Grand Inquisitor for a little bit in the show. Yeah, that was almost like a troll. Vader gave it to her damn well knowing that Grand Inquisitor himself was still alive, and he knew that she would screw things up, and then the Grand Inquisitor could come out and troll her, hello, like he did. Anyways, does Reva revive 3 times, hence her name Third Sister? What? Her name is just Third Sister because that's just her name. Like, the other one's Ninth Sister, Fifth Brother, and all this nonsense. What are you talking about? She only has hatred twice, so she'll be reviving a max of 2 times, which is taking a cue directly from the show. The other thing is exactly that. Yeah, they based it on the show, how many times that she was killed, and then, oh, look, I'm still here. Does she revive 3 times, hence her name? Her name has nothing. Are you serious right now? That is a dumb question. Why did they even entertain that? As one person asked it. Well, what's up with this guy, though? They really like to answer him a lot. Ultra Dude was right above this, too. Anyways, when Third Sister dies and revives, does this activate Second Sister's Everyone is Expendable unique? Yes. Okay, if I knew what that meant offhand, I could understand if that was good or not. Reva's hatred at the start of the battle, and then again after she's defeated the first time. So she can die twice and be revived, but unlike Cyan, there was no way for her to gain hatred again after that? Name not given. Correct. She can revive through hatred a maximum of 2 times. Her Special 2 Omicron upgrade seems worthless, since Grand Inquisitor already provides them with crit damage up. a situational one-turn cooldown reduction isn't worth an Omicron upgrade. Situational one-turn cooldown. There you go. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like these things are worthless. Like, Veteran Chewie's Zeta is probably the most worthless Zeta in the game. It does a -1 cooldown. That's a Zeta? -1 cooldown? Seriously? Oh, so it goes from 4 to 3, let's say? That's a Zeta? That's worthless. And just like this, some of these Omicrons are just so worthless. So it's funny that somebody's kind of calling it out. But let's see what these dicks say. At the start of battle, if you choose to use Ready to Die with Grand Inquisitor instead of You're Right to Be Afraid for the team-wide offense and speed boost buffs, the critical damage buff from Third Sister's Reckless Sweep could mean the difference between winning and losing a match. Cool. That's your whole explanation. Okay. Did you have a GAC-GMK counter in mind when deciding her lead Omicron? Let's see. GAC Grand Arena JMK. Jedi Master Kenobi. Inquisitors were designed to especially counter specific Jedi, and powerful Inquisitors with their Omicrons active can counter Galactic Legend Jedi. I don't know, I think it's stupid that they try to make them be, like, more OP than Jedi, though, because they're not. I get it. When the Inquisitors were around, that was after the reign, that was after Order 66, I mean, not after the reign, after Order 66. So Jedis were few and far between and limited and hiding and stuff like Kenobi was doing. But at the same time, they are nowhere near as skilled and trained as classical Jedi and Sith were. Like, at the end of the day, none of these Inquisitors could take on Vader. None of these Inquisitors could take on a Jedi. Even if they are in hiding and stuff, they can still come out and, you know, realize their potential and all this. So it's dumb that they're making it like, you know, that, oh, they can beat them. I mean, let's look at this, too. Jedi Master Kenobi. Well, that's supposed to be the height of things. That's Kenobi during the height of things. There was no Order 66. He could be out in the open, just freely being a Jedi. So, like, these dumb Inquisitors, if they came across him in his prime like that, they wouldn't win. He'd take them all out, no problem. I get that this is a game, but it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't match with the lore and the story and all that. It's just, it's kind of dumb. Anyhow. Is the mission for her as difficult as the Cam mission? Mike Jones, who? We're certain that guilds will bring a winning strategy to her mission within the first few runs of Rise of the Empire. Okay, so it is hard as fuck. They're basically admitting that by beating around the bush. Yes, we developed something that is way over the top, ridiculously impossible for no reason. The requirements needed to get in here are so dumb, and the teams that we're telling you to have are too weak against this, but we think that you'll be able to come up with a strategy after the first few runs. What do you tell me, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times? People are going to be struggling to figure out what you need to do? Ridiculous. Are the basic purges undispellable? Nope! They can be dispelled! It's stated a few times that enemies can get a stack of purge for the rest of the encounter. I don't remember that phrasing about purge in any other Inquisitor kit. Does that mean that purge inflicted from her basic and uniques cannot be dispelled? Debuffs all have durations for how long they last before expiring on their own. All instances of purge last for the rest of the encounter unless it is consumed beforehand by another ability. This means that the purge will last until the end of encounter unless it is consumed, wow, I said that stupidly, consumed or cleansed. It is true that this has not been stated in all Inquisitor kits to this point, but we're trying to correct past misses by reiterating it again here. That is true. It does stay until they consume it or something. If an enemy targets Reva with an attack that hits more than one ally out of turn, will that enemy get 2 stacks of purge from unique 1, more than 1 ally damaged, and unique 2 out of turn attack working together? Yep, this will apply 2 stacks of purge. They're so hell-bent on this purge debuff mechanic, but at the same time, purge is kind of worthless. It's like, okay, yeah, it gives the Inquisitors a little bit of, oh, when you consume it, this happens, but it's like, It ain't that juicy overall. Like, it's just kind of mid. Like, oh, cool, this activated because I had Purge. Stupid. Combining does her unique with... What kind of sentence is this? Combining... Am I reading that right? Combining. Yep, that's what that says. Combining does her unique with Grand Inquisitor's net. GI 1 bonus turn at the start of battle and 5 to 6 of the crit avoidance, health steal, speed, and offense bonuses. What does that question say? Why did they put that in this list? That's not even a sentence. Combining does her unique with Grand Inquisitor's net GI 1 bonus turn at the start of battle and 5 to 6 of the crit avoidance, health steal, speed, and offense bonuses. What is and 5 to 6 of that stuff? What is net GI? What? What? Okay, so that must be Grand Inquisitor. So combining does her unique with Grand Inquisitor's net Grand Inquisitor 1 bonus turn. That don't make sense either. I don't know. Yes, Grand Inquisitor will gain a bonus turn at the start of each encounter, and using Ready to Die will give Inquisitorious allies all of the bonuses, assuming the targeted enemy has 6 stacks of Purge. I don't even know what that question says, and somehow they provided some kind of answer. How do you provide an answer to a question that's just words? Those are just words. That doesn't even say anything. I don't know. Under Third Sister lead, if there are 5 enemies, will the Grand Inquisitor take 5 bonus turns at the start of an encounter through his unique? No. Grand Inquisitor will only gain 1 bonus turn at the start of each encounter. 5 bonus turns? What does that even mean? Like, a character attacks, then he goes, attacks, he goes, he attacks, he goes? Or, what does that mean? Man, there's a lot of questions here. God, I thought this article would be ending sometime soon. I'm kind of getting bored here. I would imagine you are, too. What was the rationale behind making Reva and not the Grand Inquisitor be the character to supercharged Inquisitors? Ooh, good question. Yeah. Because that is pretty stupid, like I was complaining about earlier. Why is the Grand Inquisitor kind of like the mid? It's like you have all the basic characters, then the Grand Inquisitor's in the middle, and then it's like they're making Reva the top tier. You know, she's in the hard new territory battle. She's hard to get. They kind of made her kit sound pretty juicy. She's got 3 galactic... Grand Arena Omicrons. Not saying that Grand Inquisitor doesn't for Territory Wars, but still, just saying. It's like they made her like she's more of the focus, and it's kind of stupid. Anyhow, in the show, she fought Darth Vader and was soundly beaten by him, and then later struggled to take down the Lars couple. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're forgetting about that too. Like, I think the reason why they're doing this with Reva is because for some reason there is this weird push to try to make Reva become a thing. It's like, remember when, what's his name? What is the guy's name? I don't know. The Obi-Wan actor. What's his name? I should know this. Why am I drawing a blank? Well, whatever. That guy. He made that post, saying on Instagram or something, oh, people need to be nice to Reva. Like, I don't know. They were saying that people are being racist against Reva, which wasn't, I don't even think really was a thing. But, you know, everybody's so sensitive nowadays. So he made that post, and then, like, they tried pushing so much Reva support. You know, they made a Black Series lightsaber of hers. Well, they were going to. It was not like the Kickstarter phase. You needed to have so many people sign up for pre-orders, and you needed to hit, like, 5,000. And they couldn't even do it. Because nobody cares about Reva, even though they're pushing for it so hard. And then, like, what else did they do? They had, I don't know, but they keep having all this weird pushing for her. And it makes no sense. Like, nobody cares about her. Not being mean to the actress, not being anything like that. It's just nobody cares about Reva. Nobody cares about some random third sister Inquisitor. We care about the main characters and, you know, Kenobi. You went to the show to watch Kenobi, not to watch Reva. We don't care about Reva. If you want us to care about Reva, make a Reva show and see how many people watch it. We came for Kenobi. And if we're going to care about any of the Inquisitors, we're going to care about Grand Inquisitor, because he's the top guy, duh. It's in his name, Grand Inquisitor. But anyhow, yeah, so there's all that, but then, yeah, she also struggled with the Lore's couple. They're just a couple of doofy people with guns. And they're like, you know what? This character that has some force sensitivity and a sexy lightsaber, who could barely fight just average citizens, we should definitely make her the most OP character in our game, or at least for the Inquisitorious faction. That makes sense, right? Anyways, Grand Inquisitor is still viable. Actually, Grand Inquisitor is still viable and is the de facto leader for Territory Wars Inquisitorious, while Third Sister is meant to juice them in Grand Arena. That doesn't really answer that question at all. I mean, if let's be real, what the person asked is basically what I just went over. Everything I said, you know, why are you putting her in the slot that's so hard to get? Why are you making her like a super legendary, making her really hard to get, giving her, at the end of the day, kit to kit, without Omicrons, without a specific game mode, if you're just straight up looking at the kit as is, I'm pretty sure her kit is way better than his. Yeah, maybe Omicrons make them equal in their respective game mode, but as is, you know, the baseline kits, I'm pretty sure hers is better. And that's what the person's asking. Not, oh, well, Grand Inquisitor is still viable in Territory Wars. That's not what anybody asked. We don't care. Why are you pushing Reva, is what we asked, or he asked. Anyway. Is the first special damage bonus a stacking effect? For example, if the enemy has 6 stacks of Purge, does it deal 280%? Or does it increase the damage by 30% and then increase that by 30% and again until it has been increased by 30% 6 times? The total damage bonus of this would be 482%. No, it wouldn't be. What are you talking about? 30% and then increase that by 30%? That's just, what's he talking about? I think how's he getting that number? Something's off here, because if you have 30% increase, let's say it's at 100, and you increase that by 30%, that's 130. But now if you increase that by 30%, that's not another 100, well, I don't know. I almost feel like he's adding, like, each time you get the boost, he's adding it to get to that 482. I don't know. If the enemy has 6 stacks of Purge, the damage she would have normally done would be increased by 180%. Yeah, so it's 6 stacks times 3. Well, times 30%. 30% times 6 stacks, 180%. Where are you even getting this 280 from? 280%, 100 plus 6 times 30. Okay, so you're going all together, I guess, because that looks like that's your 180, like they said, plus a normal 100%. And that's a weird question. Shouldn't Third Sister kit... Oh, great, another great question. Shouldn't Third Sister kit to reduce or disable some Grand Inquisitor's ability? I mean, she hate him and Vader. We generally avoid having a unit specifically hinder a teammate unless we find it extremely flavorful. While reducing Grand Inquisitor's ability would be flavorful, we want to make sure that Inquisitorious are not being penalized for assembling a powerful team. What? That's just a weird question anyways. Why would you want to do that? Hey, if I have all these characters and I'm putting these two together, shouldn't my Grand Inquisitor suck? I don't want them to still be good. And then the last one. Does she slap? Third Sister most definitely slaps. What is that even supposed to mean? Does she slap? Does that mean is she good? I don't know. Some kind of dumb question. Anyhow, yeah. Man, I feel like this was boring. I was pretty bored. But yeah, I guess they did another Q&A. Apparently there's another one too coming for the territory battles, so they say early next week. Well, as the time of me reading this, it is Sunday, so technically this is next week. I mean, because December 9th, that was Friday, so maybe we'll see this Monday or Tuesday. Same as the Afra kit reveal, maybe? Since they're talking about the 14th, we're supposed to have her come into the game. Well, today's what, the 11th? 12, 13, 14. That's Wednesday. So they need to get this going. Anyhow, that's all I got for this one. So if you stuck around, thanks for that. And until next time, I said see ya.